All right.
All right.
That sounds like a plot hook to me.
There are like extra container spaces on our wagon. Well, come, I'll show you. It's like it's weird. We only had one, but now there's like 5.
But the
Why would
vaccine's
you
a
only
box.
have one? That would be so asymmetrical.
Yes.
Are you one half of the 80s rap pop duo Salt and Pepper?
The what?
Never mind. It was a long shot. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I didn't.
As soon as it came out of your mouth, you didn't understand what you were. Okay.
All right, go pop up the trunk.
Okay. So as you pop open the trunk, seem to have.
Ding ding.
No, sorry, just in my head, as soon I just I pictured him opening it and going, duty.
No. As you try to pull it open, it doesn't seem to want to open. It's kind of caught, apparently.
Is there a lock on it, or like a latch?
There does appear to be a lock. It's about the size of a small keg. Not a really large one, but you know, well, I guess it would be about the size of a barrel, actually, a small barrel.
All right.
And it does have like a latch on it. You don't remember there being a latch on it, but it seems to have one.
Well, it wasn't there in the first place, so.
What's wrong with it? Is it stuck?
Yeah, can I remove it and pull it into the wagon?
Yeah. It seems to be kind of latched on, but you can do that.
I'll do so.
Okay.
Set it on the floor in front of me.
It seems to be unnaturally heavy. You don't remember this thing being very. You don't remember anything on this wagon being this heavy.
You probably need help to get it inside.
So
Depends how heavy.
might need a strength check.
Well, I mean, if it weighs as much as a normal mimic, there's no way in hell it should have annihilated the wagon when it showed up. You
So
waiting on a
strength check?
or?
11.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh,
You're gonna waste that now, deadlifting his chest.
so you kind of, and then Cashew comes behind and just kind of sneaks his hand around and kind of just pops it up a little bit. He's like, "Oh, good job, Jarrko."
You really been doing your squats.
I assume you're still driving along as this is happening.
I'm just like, what is going on back there?
Don't worry, just keep your eyes on the road.
There's a
Consider me
box.
worried.
We found a new box.
Yes.
You should come
Why
look
is there
at
a box?
No,
it. I mean,
she can't come looking, Cashew,
why not?
because she's driving the wagon.
Well, the boys know where they're going.
Do
I
they?
don't think they do, Cashew.
Well, I mean, it's not like they're gonna walk off a cliff. Oh, we're hooked up to this wagon. Oh, death approaches. You guess we better just keep walking off this cliff.
You're gonna make Lucia spit her drink out.
I've always wondered if we could go across the bottom of the ocean. Now's the time to find out.
All right. So you.
So what's in the box?
What's in the box? It seems locked, but something. It's very heavy for this type of a box, so it's probably something pretty valuable.
I mean, it could be rocks.
Could be rocks.
It's
Could
a
be
box
shiny
full
rock.
of rocks.
Could be that
Colin
guy's
it.
dead body.
It's a box full of dead bodies and rocks. We got 2 bets. We have a third bet? Jello, you got a bet?
Dead bodies stuffed with rocks.
All right, Jello's abstaining from the bet. Before we got dead bodies and rocks. We got a 2-to-1 on dead bodies and rocks.
All right.
I'm gonna look for a key. Just turn everything upside down in the... I mean, I guess there's not that much because everything that was in the wagon is gone.
Yeah. So is the wagon? Is it not the wagon? Is the chest? Is it locked? Does the lid open at all?
It doesn't seem to open.
Oh. Is there a keyhole?
There appears to be a keyhole.
Only we had a rogue.
So, Jarrko starts looking around for stuff. He doesn't seem to find what he's looking for. There doesn't seem to be a key in here. And again, you think back and you're like, this thing wasn't here before.
Are we sure this is our wagon?
No, it's the guy's wagon.
What guy?
The guy. The green
What?
guy.
Who?
The guy with the green hat.
The magic traveling bar.
Yeah, but like, we didn't get out of that one and get in another one.
How many wagons do you see being pulled by boars?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to put the pieces together. Occam's razor and shit.
Another thing that was on that flyer.
Occam's razor.
Collation of Occam's razors. It was like a.
There's a snippet from a scientific journal.
Yeah, there's a snippet from the scientific journal. All right. Okay, so you kind of look around. It seems to be locked, but it's heavy, like it should have something in it.
Get a pry bar.
Yeah, can we pry it open?
I think I actually have a pry bar.
Of course you do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I did buy a long tool. A long tool. That's what it's listed as in the thing, because it's like a nondescript item.
Oh, there you go. All right then. So you kind of wedge that in between its mouth, the mouth of the
Why use the word mouth?
thing.
Because it's a mimic.
Why not use
Why-
the word mouth?
Why you gotta say it like that? What do you mean the lid? The lid of the chest?
Well,
Which is
your
a
cup
thing
has a
that
mouth.
chests.
Your cup
Yeah,
has a
but-
mouth.
But do you eat cereal out of a fucking treasure chest?
I would.
That's the problem. Between the little, like...
Don't judge me.
But does the pry bar fit in between the lid and, like, the base?
The lid and the base around the mouth of the treasure chest.
Now you're just being spiteful.
Of the treasure chest, it does seem to. It seems to fit in there, and then all of a sudden, it seems to just kind of pops open.
Oh,
See how easy that was? All I had to do was just give it a little love. It's some judicious use of engineering. I read a lot of words out of that flyer.
There are a lot of words in that flyer, apparently.
I'm impressed.
I'm leaning more towards pamphlet at this point.
It was a novella.
It's a short story.
Jello helped me turn it into one of those like word a day calendars.
A whole word a day calendar just blew into Cashew's face, and he's just going through 12 new words. Well, that'll be one a month. It's like 52. It's just like a lot of words. 365 words he learned.
It was just the glossary. Just the glossary from a scientific textbook.
Like, yep. Doesn't even know what all of them mean. Just knows that they're there.
I'm gonna figure it out. I'm
So it
hooked on
pops open.
phonics. I'm excited to learn.
What's in the box?
It pops open, and in the box are 3 coins.
I'm gonna shit myself.
Guys,
there
what's
is.
in the box?
It was so heavy.
So, how are the coins laying?
They are all laying heads.
I mean, that's a pretty good sign, right?
They're in a perfect row, sitting straight.
I mean, if that's not fortuitous circumstance, I don't know what is.
It's weird. Not for you, perhaps, but for me, it's weird.
Not far from where Lucia is, from the side of the wagon to her right, so the driver's right, she hears, "Brought them back."
I'm gonna look to my right.
On the back left, you hear, "So you wouldn't hurt us."
Cashew, Jarrko, what is going on? There are
What?
little voices.
That y'all okay? You hear them too? That's so. Mama Nutt told Cashew, when you hear voices, you're just not supposed to listen to them, no matter what they tell you, even if it seems like a really good idea. Especially if you are alone in the woods and somebody tells you to kill all your friends, don't do it.
If only Peanut had taken that advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peanut's the but like Peanut's the reason why they have like this coffee is hot stickers on shit.
He is evil and stupid. All
So it's the worst.
Also, yeah. Also, he's just kind of a dick.
But do I see where these tiny voices are coming from, or is it just like thin air?
It seems to be like just right on that over there by that side of the wagon, and then back on that part of the side of the wagon, and then you hear another voice on the right side, but at the back this time. "Please don't hurt."
Do we have hitchhikers?
Guys, this is really weird.
Yes, it's very weird.
Can we all hear this?
Yeah.
Okay, get the other way.
I'm gonna
Okay.
get my coins back out of this chest. I'm gonna lean all the way down into this chest head first and pick up my coins.
At first, you think that they are, right there, but as you reach down, you realize that they're kind of there, and it looks like, oh, it's a black bottom. It was just really dark because you're in a wagon and you're looking down into something deep, so it must have been just dark. But you see that there's actually something holding them up in this deep vacuum, not complete vacuum, but deep space. And you pick them up, and
You mean vacuous?
vacuous. There we go. Space. And you pick
means
them
empty.
up, and
Or vacant?
the flat thing that was holding them up retreats back into that dark, the depths of which you
Whoa,
can't see.
guys, it's really deep in here.
And he is like waist deep, like over into this chest.
There was like a hand in junk.
And I grab his leg, make sure it doesn't keel over.
It's super dark in here.
All right, all right. Get back up here now.
And he like starts to stand straight up. Does the back of him collide with the chest?
It kind of the back of your head as he's standing up bumps into the lid of the chest as he comes out. It kind of flops it harder backwards. Plunk. And you hear a come from inside the chest.
I was thinking that he was gonna like stand up and the chest was gonna go with him and then just fall down. Just disappear into it.
Whoop. No, you're good. You're good.
It's not wide enough for him to fall into.
You don't know that.
No.
So as you do that and you lift up, you hear from inside, and
Sorry.
The
Mr.
thing on the left, a voice on the left, up by where Tibelda is now, says, "Don't hurt. Just want to go to Antilia."
I don't. Why would we hurt? Who's?
As you
What's
stand up,
okay? Now Cashew is confused.
as you stand up and say that, and you kind of look back down at the chest, you see that there are eyes open on the lid of the chest.
Whoa.
Okay. Who are you?
Guys, the box is alive.
What?
Keep watching the road.
Is the whole court alive? Were we sleeping inside of you?
What?
You say that, and says, the one in front of you says, "No, we just want to go to Antilia. Safe."
Right, but who are you? Or what are you?
You see the kind of hooks that hold on those other wooden things that seem to be nailed in, do not appear to be so nailed in now, and their eyes kind of open on each of those latches. And starting with the one up on the left side of the wagon, then right side of the front of the wagon, then back and forth, one says, "I'm Tinky Winky. I'm
No.
Dipsy.
No.
I'm Lala.
Ah.
Oh." And then the treasure chest says, "My name's Dodie."
He's a
was
reject
so-
Teletubby?
I was so excited about this until just fucking now.
You're welcome.
How
You're
dare
welcome.
you? How dare you force me to pretend to be enamored with the mimic Teletubby?
Ah.
Where's your demonic sun baby overlord?
You don't know what the son was named. It's probably named Dodie. Boom, boom,
That's
boom.
canon now. I'm gonna phone the studio and they're gonna be like, "How did you know? There's agents on their way. They're gonna kill you to keep you silent because you know the name of the son from the Teletubbies now." That television show is so old. The show, the Teletubbies, is so old that the baby in the sun is now old enough to drink.
There you go. Just in case you wanted to feel old. People watching. All right. So there you go. They have introduced themselves.
Okay. And what are you? You're not just inanimate objects.
"No, we are very animated," says Tinky Winky.
So what do you call yourself? Like your kind.
There's silence, and they go, "We don't know."
Oh, great. So, where do you come from then? And why are you on our wagon?
"We come from a dark place," says Lala. Poe says,
Nevermore.
"It's underground. Lots of tubes. Lots of bubbling things."
Oh, I know what's happening here.
That sounds super spooky. What do you wait, how so did you just like attach yourselves in the middle of the night? How did that work? What do you look like when you're not planter boxes?
Yeah, can you walk?
You asked. They seem to walk / slither crawl, ooze their way from on the outside to the inside of the wagon. And they let themselves unshape. And Dodie, the biggest one, also does. And they seem to... They're definitely a creature. They seem to be kind of like the shape of a large dinner plate with lots of little legs, or not legs, but appendages that kind of float up in the starfishy way, and their eyes kind of move and float around in their dish platey flatness on top, and their mouth is probably somewhere on the bottom.
Okay.
Um,
Cashew picks one of them up like,
That's so gross! You're awesome!
and you pick it up, and it kind of wraps a bit around you to hold on. So it's kind of like this weird millipede feel with its appendages, starfishy, octopusy. There we go. Kind of octopus-esque, wrapping around and moving, always moving.
So weird.
Right?
"We can be other things," says Poe, and he shifts into he's got a little reddy hue to him in his natural form.
yeah, of course he does.
He kind of shifts into a goblet. It's a large goblet because of his size. Tinky Winky, the pinky looking one. I mean,
Oh
the
man,
purple
every
one.
drink I take out of this goblet's a jello shot. I mean a body shot. Shit! I fucked it up! God damn it!
Ooh,
You ruined
almost delivered it. Oh well.
Stupid Colin and your dumb character name. I mean, double fuck.
All right. So you kind of get that. You make that roundabout pun. Dodie doesn't seem to move and change his shape as well as the others. He doesn't go flat like the others. He kind of just becomes a frumpy treasure chest.
Oh, okay. So you just want to get to Antelia. What for?
The kind of pink, the kind of green looking one says, "It's safe for us." And then the yellow one, Lala, says, "We can change into lots of things there and hide."
From what? What are you hiding from?
All of them, including Dodie, say in unison, him.
Oh, him.
Yeah, no, not ominous at all.
The small one.
Mm-hmm.
There were tall ones, but they just talked to him. We're afraid of the small one.
Could you elaborate?
How
About 3
good
foot,
do you
you know.
how good do you see? Do you remember what he looked like?
We were in
Or
the
it?
tubes.
Or she? I don't know.
We were in the tubes. In bubbling things. He would point his finger, and they all shudder. And pain would happen.
That's not very nice.
That's pretty spooky. How do you know he can't find you here? I mean, if you're still running from him now, has he found you before?
No, we got out just not long ago. We were hiding in the woods. Lala, Poe says, we followed you. You were strong.
You murdered some dudes in a hole earlier, and we were like, man, that's wicked sweet.
So impressed. Jarrko is just gonna go and relieve Tibelda.
Tibelda.
You can go talk to the weird creatures in the back. I need something else to put my mind on.
Weird creatures. Tibelda's gonna immediately go investigate said weird creatures.
Yeah, and Cashew holds his arm out, and he's like,
Look, it's got weird little tentacles.
As they see a new person come in, they immediately go, and they shift. One's already in the goblet. Poe's already a goblet. Tipsy changes into a little bitty keg.
No.
Dodie switches back into a full treasure chest form, lid tightly shut, eyes closed. And Lala, Dipsy and Lala both shift into backpacks. Lala was the only one on the ground. Dipsy is the one that's on Cashew. He shifts into a shield.
I'm gonna crouch down. Tibelda's gonna crouch down and be like, I heard you talk.
Mm-mm. No one is here, says Dodie.
That is not how you convince people that you're some sort of inanimate object.
Cashew's testing the acoustics of his new shiny metal drum.
Oh.
It makes the weirdest noises.
Cashew, don't hurt them.
It's very gentle. It's really bad for protecting yourself with. You should have picked something else.
Do we need to be meaner? Asks Dodie. And Dodie is probably the quietest of them. And he asks, do we need to be meaner?
No.
Why would you need to be meaner?
Absolutely not.
We can be. And he lets his body shift, and his teeth come out, and his eyes open, and his appendages come out to the side, and he's got little sharp prongs on his multi-appendages. Is this mean enough?
That's pretty mean looking.
Rawr.
You gotta work on that part though. It's like you look like an agoraphobic's nightmare, but you sound like a teddy bear. I meant more like the shield was a bad idea.
And he taps it again. You hear the shield go, ooh.
Oh. And he kind of shifts back down into his...
Like, just in the future, don't turn into something that people generally hit all the time.
Oh, like tables. People hit tables all the time, says Poe.
Don't think about it, but yeah, they do.
It's true.
No tables.
Gotta be like wall decorations or something.
You gotta be careful of location with that, though. Don't turn into a dartboard. It's a bad idea.
Just like a nice tapestry that no one touches.
We don't mind being touched.
Or that no one hits, sets things on, kicks over, etc.
Oh. Yes,
Try not to
be
turn into
set.
anything too expensive looking either. Someone might try to steal you.
That's true.
Mm. You will take us to Antelia?
I mean, we going that way.
Sure.
Okay. They start to slither back on out to the outside. Dodie just kind of looks around, looks up at Cashew and Tibelda, and he scoots away.
Cashew,
Okay.
is this a you thing?
Dodie, can you get back underneath without help?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see you. We'll
Yeah.
talk to you later.
He kind of sits himself back, latches himself on.
And when all of the mimics are gone.
Okay, that was fucking weird even for me.
So it's not like a you thing, like a Nutt family thing.
No, I don't sweat, vomit, or poop, whatever that was. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Is if that a you thing?
You know, your weird magic stuff.
It feels a little racially charged, and nope. I definitely don't know how to do anything like that.
Okay.
Your creepy returning coins.
Hey, man, the coins didn't return. He got them.
Isn't that how fate works?
Fucking apparently.
Little baby primordial mimics bringing you back your stuff.
They're the first ones. I'm calling it now. That's where I'm placing my bet. It's not dead bodies or rocks. They're the first mimics.
Never know. All right. You guys continue on. You wanted to push on all the way to Antelia, correct?
Yes. Let's reach civilization.
All right. You continue to push on. Do you guys trade out driving again or no?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Sure.
Okay. You guys kind of trade out driving every now and then. You guys do that, and it's weird. When Jarrko's driving, people notice, but it's kind of like just sidelong glances and then back to work. When Tibelda's driving, people stop and they look, and they're like, kind of just watch. And it doesn't matter if it's orc or elf. They both kind of do it. And then as you're getting closer,
What about if
you're
Cashew
starting to
drives?
if Cashew drives, no one seems to bat an eye at Cashew.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I look like some of the farmers.
You look like the slaves, Cashew. They're slaves.
Farmers, yeah.
So you continue on.
Cashew can't conceptualize indentured servitude.
You're starting to see some additional traffic. Like there's a wagon actually ahead of you now. The wagon is larger than your wagon. The road has been substantially large enough for everybody. But the size of that wagon, it looks like this may be only large enough for 2 of those compared to 4 wagons of y'all size. The more you move forward, the more traffic you see. You occasionally see someone that looks human, but this human is substantially taller than a regular human. They're always at least Cashew's size or taller. The humans appear to be dressed well in robes that are well taken care of. Usually silks, but not always. There are some fine cottons and things like that. The designs are foreign, though they match the coins that you're holding. They have similar symbols on each. Apparently, the symbols on each seem to be ideograms. Each of them must convey not only a sound, but a meaning. Because the combinations that you're seeing seem to probably lean that way. They don't have like a structured A, B, C alphabet as much as a very square looking thing with a picture in that square restriction. Very much like you would see in a Mayan type setup. So you guys continue on, and you're starting to kind of get the idea of why they're looking so oddly at Lucia, because no other human-looking humanoid is as small as Lucia is.
I'm sure my potato sack dress isn't helping.
It's not helping a lot.
Non-stained potato dress. And had I thought that people back in the day were shorter, because that's what the storybooks tell. But I guess not.
So are they human or are they something else?
Do you bother to ask one?
That seems rude. Are you human?
Maybe.
Well, you guys continue on. These very large humans-looking things, these like twice as tall, almost twice as tall as a human looking things, all gonna give eyes to this midget driving a cart with a dwarf in it, and
Jarrko, I think you're the shortest person in the world.
No, it's impossible.
I mean, you're kind of looking like it.
First off, this is just one settlement, right?
Yeah,
Good.
full of giant people.
Yeah, so there ought to be
Cashew-sized people.
another place with smaller people. Most
There
likely.
could be.
Yeah, but like smaller than you.
I bet even the dwarves are like me-sized.
That's a scary thought.
so you guys continue on. Those mountains that you saw in the distance, they weren't mountains. those were towers. As you approach closer and closer to the city through the day, those things to your eyes seem to scrape the sky as clouds form above some of them and scrape across it as as the ones on the ground have evaporated up. And you've gotten close to Antalya. You see strange vehicles of some kind in the sky. Are they something? You're not familiar with this type of transportation, but that seems to be what it is, especially when you see some come up from... You see one or two come up from one of the settlements, some of the settlements, and they go... Not settlements, plantations, and they come up and they start to head towards Antalya.
Okay. They have some sort of bird wagon.
App description, Cashew.
It doesn't look like birds, though. It's more like a ship. With like tarp thing.
What kind of tarp thing? Okay, I'm looking at the picture now. Keep forgetting that we actually have a thing.
Hey, I went to the trouble of finding a picture that was semi-appropriate.
I didn't say you shouldn't do it. I just said I'm bad. I'm bad at paying attention.
All right. Well, you seem to be on the outskirts of Antalya, Shining Hope.
I don't know about this Shining Hope thing. I mean, this is gonna be rubble in the future, so.
True.
It's like a medieval Coruscant.
There you go. It came to you eventually.
Yeah, I got there.
It
Messes
does.
up all the punchlines.
Mm.
Huh?
Yeah, it's been a bad week for me. Skipped like 2 weeks of games, and all my mojo's gone.
Well, you look at it, and it seems to be an appropriate description. That seems to be what's happening. These ships, some of them with those bulbous things at the top, some of them not. Some of them just floating. Seem to drift in there and do stuff. They seem to attach to some of the towers. Some of the other towers not.
This is so weird. So weird. Okay.
You haven't quite gotten to the city limits yet. You're starting to see like small residential houses start to crop up. The suburbs of Antalya are where you are now, and it's not sundown, but it's getting fairly late in the day. You're starting to see some color change in the farthest portion of the sky.
Okay. Yeah, unless anything stops us, I say let's just get in here.
Yep.
There's no way to figure out what's going on unless we're in it.
Right. I mean, we have to go here. I kind of don't want to, because it's like terrifying. I mean, look at that. But
We
it's
should put
also
the dwarf
kind
in
of...
one of those flying things.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like falling into the sky, right? As dwarves are scared of that.
there are certain clans that try and grip onto the ground with their toes, so they don't fall into the sky. Not all of us, but some.
You-
I'm gonna ask one of the little mimics, like, Do y'all know what those are?
Do we know what are?
Those flying thingies. With like the big ball on top and like the little ship on the bottom.
No.
Can you become one?
Ooh,
Oh.
Maybe like a little tiny one.
No,
yeah,
they
that'd be
cannot.
so
try.
cute. Like a little model one.
No, they can go whatever robot thing and just merge together. And...
They all merge together. They're like those.
Little mimic Voltron.
yeah.
Can't keep the drones.
They're like the goblin transforming things from Little Nemo. You know, that all. We are the gloops. Plump plump. There you go.
No
Should have
idea.
named him after that. Oh, you should watch Little Nemo. It's a fun little anime. Recommendations from the IOPC. But it says Poe pipes up and says, "We can change into lots of things. Should we change now?"
No.
Maybe inside the cart?
Yeah, maybe where other people can't see you.
Okay. So it kind of comes in and it says, "Now you don't try, little Dodie." Okay. You are too young.
You say young or dumb?
Young. Poe said young.
Okay, because I know a little about Dodie, and dumb might not be inaccurate.
Hey, the Dodie that you guys met was mentally shattered. Okay. Just
So
throwing that
mentally shattered, forgot that wheels are good for fast make.
out. Yeah. He's not all with it. But okay, so Poe shifts down into its regular state and starts to shift up, and it gets a little bigger, 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 and bigger.
Oh, okay,
Bigger.
okay.
Bo?
What? You want to be that size, right?
Not
Judging
in the
by
cart?
the distance between us all and the amount of space that would be necessary for such proportions, I would need to be even bigger.
Not in the cart, Bo.
You know, let's. I'm real excited about what's going on right now, because I'm always excited. But like, let's table this discussion maybe for like another time and a bigger venue.
Oh, okay. Turns back into the goblet.
I want to pour some wine into him.
You pour some wine into him.
And it's fine. Nothing happens. I'm gonna drink out of
Seems
him.
to it seems to disappear the more you pour.
Oh, we're gonna get drunk.
Stop getting the little mimic drunk.
Oh, thank you. Oh, for thirsty. You know, those things are big. Maybe we don't need big things. Maybe we need tiny things. Tiny things. And he starts to kind of half shift into like a little box, like a little ring box. And it's like kind of like this. This. And when he's talking, he's not being very careful about pretending. So he's going kind of like this, you know. It sounds like his tongue flops out some, like this. It sounds like, woo.
That may have been a little much.
Good job, Cashew. You got the mimic drunk.
Woo! Did you see the size of that cow over there? It's who's. It starts to wander off. Poe starts to wander towards the back and look out, and uses his tendril to look out as he's a little ring case. It says,
Whoa, no, hold on.
It's cow!
No, stop that. Oh. You gotta be a little box. You are white girl wasted right now.
He goes, in the box. In the box. In the box.
You are drunker than a sailor at a house party. You need to calm down.
What's drunk? I don't understand.
That's you.
Me? No, I'm Poe.
But you're also drunk.
I'm Poe drunk.
Well, that's an expression, though.
I mean, this was a pretty good portmanteau.
And then
I Kane the player learned what that meant yesterday.
So, you guys continue. Surprisingly, Poe continues to change to different shapes, and the bigger the shape, the less drunk he seems to get.
So his
So-
actual density is changing.
So he seems to change, and he starts to wear off as he gets to bigger things, and then eventually he's gone up to something as big as a large chest, which the boards of the thing started to creak. But once that happened, he seemed to go, huh, and size back down to that of a regular barrel, and then size down to a little keg, and then go back into his goblet eventually. And all he's doing now is going, oh.
Oh.
It's little Poe's first hangover.
Oh, you are so loud, Cashew. Shut up.
I only have one volume.
Oh. And you see a tendril from Dodie go in and grab him and put him in his mouth. You can go.
Hold on, I might have some Alka-Seltzer.
Tibelda's a barbarian. She's got to have a home hangover remedy.
It's more whiskey.
Accurate.
Hair of the dog. It's like, a little bit of egg and a little bit of tomato and then a little bit of whiskey, but you hold the other stuff and just go with the whiskey. All right. You guys continue on. Poe is eventually released from Dodie's mouth, unhangovered. Unlike the Kane, who's indulging in his.
It's not
And
whiskey, it's bourbon. It's totally different.
So different.
It comes from Kentucky.
You're starting to get past the suburbs and into the larger portion, and you're starting to come to something of an outer ring wall area. You haven't seen an aerial view, but you assume that it goes around a good portion. There seems to be a freshwater stream that has, well, it's more of a river. A freshwater river, you can tell that in the distance it probably winds off to the rest of the water there into the ocean. But you're starting to come to a gate, and you're still getting odd looks from when Lucia drives.
This is just rude now.
I just saw Jarrko's excuse for why he's so small. Does that track? Can I jump super high in the air?
No, it's not like the dinosaur effect with lower
Damn it.
gravity, etc. So
I wanted superpowers.
Gravity doesn't quite work that way anyway. So,
I wanted to be Space Horse.
well, we are kind of. If we go to another planet, like on Mars, we're totally orcs on Mars.
Oh yeah, we are John Carter. The John Carter effect is in full effect.
Yeah. Which would be weird when you think about it. If you went to Mars and there was like really tall people there, but you could just like waylay one in one shot, it'd be like, what the heck?
Well, I mean, comparatively, biologically speaking, we'd be hyper dense.
Yeah, they'd go to whack us, like they'd punch us, and it'd just be like against their fist would crumple.
Be like One Punch Man, but everyone is Saitama.
It'd be like
Yeah.
Luke Cage.
Yes. Yeah, it would be very Luke Cage.
All right. But you're coming up on a, for lack of a better word, checkpoint. Going into the city. You see there are similar checkpoints in the sky for the sky traffic.
I don't know what any of that is.
Little buddies, you gotta be quiet.
Okay, they all say in unison.
Adorable.
Where? I don't even where are we even going?
In the city, apparently.
Is there like a tavern or an inn or
Surely there is.
an information kiosk with important NPCs?
But you gotta get in.
Look, there's some little people here sitting on the back. Let's talk to them.
I guess we'll stop at that checkpoint. I mean, if we have to, in order to get in.
You don't have to. You are
Oh.
going through a business area.
Wow.
You're coming up on a checkpoint. The main portion of the city. Your guys are still outside the main portion of Antelia.
Well, I mean, surely even more amazing things await within.
It's up to you guys.
I mean, I think we could stop and ask for like directions.
We're gonna find a time traveling wizard. Here is where.
All right, everybody out. Not you guys, but us.
You hear a collective but soft.
Maybe later.
Oh.
I still don't know how everybody's gonna react to our sapient Pearwood luggage.
Another word you learned from the flyer.
Sapient Pearwood? No, that's just a straight up pull from Discworld.
Oh, so not only does Cashew great words from scientific things, he reads other science fiction, other fiction.
Yeah, he's a big fan of.
That he's a big fan of that.
Oh my god!
Octavia
He's gonna bug you
Butler.
now.
No, I'm not even gonna look it up. I'm just gonna live with my shame of forgetting his name.
All right. Well, you continue on, and there's some general stores. Everybody is at least as tall as Cashew, at least. Usually a couple feet taller.
With the children.
The children are medium-sized creatures. So most of them.
Everyone is a
Not like
large
the
size
babies.
category.
So
That's-
you could pass for like a little girl, Tibelda.
Yay.
I mean, she's always been a little girl to me,
No one asked you, Cashew.
but like a really angry one with a nasty right hook.
All right. Well, as you've been walking, you have seen some of the lower caste, mainly orcs.
But
who- well, closer to town, you see a lot more elves than you do orcs. Both male and female. Predominantly female, really. There don't seem to be a lot of male elves present. But there are some. All of them seem to have something that you guys would guess be something is indicating them as not whatever this species of human is. aside from their basic features. There doesn't seem to be any restraints on them, but they don't seem to push back when they're told to do something either.
Just means they're not field slaves.
Fair enough.
So they're like second-rate citizens by the looks of it.
Well, none
Citizen
of them
seems like a
seem to...
strong word.
Yeah.
Property
Yeah,
seems the more appropriate word.
It feels like a strong word to use here.
Yep, no, I don't. This is all new to Cashew.
Okay.
Tibelda's just sitting here like, why am I so short?
No, everyone else is not short. That's the problem.
Thank you, Jarrko.
No,
Don't
I
go
understand.
thinking like a dwarf. That was just a dangerous mentality to have as a human.
It's not me, it's everyone else.
So you can, you guys get out of the cart.